What's up, everyone? Thank you guys for joining Real Rumble. If you guys want to be a real Rumbler, which I know you are, hit that subscribe button. So, we got a Doomsday leak, man. We got a Doomsday leak. Curious if it's true or not. Let's go ahead and let's check this out.
We have a new leak for Avengers Doomsday that honestly sounds pretty awesome, and it does line up with a lot of other things that we've heard before, and it also lines up with how Marvel Studios told the stories for Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. This leak talks about new teams, Doctor Doom's plan, a person that Doom actually kidnaps, which ties into a post-credit scene that we've heard about recently, and it's looking like the design for how this movie will play out very similarly to Avengers Infinity War, with there being multiple teams addressing multiple situations. And if this leak does come to fruition, I think a lot of fans are going to be happy, but you'll have to let me know after we break it all down. Now, this report is coming from the insider James Mackwell. He's had a lot of scoops recently, and he is the person who leaked the script or the script details for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and once the movie came out, those details were confirmed to be accurate. But still, it's a leak, so take it with a grain of salt. But according to him, members of the design team for Avengers Doomsday right now are working on concept art related to a major battle at Mansion X. Now, we've already seen a lot of different leaked set photos of this supposed battle, and Unbox PhD, the leaker who has been taking drone shots of everything, has also confirmed that this is a battle at the X Mansion, or Mansion X as they say here. And he says that the artwork is titled Invincible Avengers. It then states, in Avengers Doomsday, this team, referring to the Invincible Avengers, is tasked with resolving the incursion between two worlds and rescuing Monica Rambeau. These heroes, along with other characters from that universe, later protect Loki at the Citadel after finding the TVA and Doctor Doom's plan. Now, I want to pause right here because this is actually something that we've heard in the past from other sources as well, that this is indeed going to be at least one of the plot points of Avengers Doomsday. It all leads to Loki. And if you think about it, that logically makes sense story-wise. If this is about the multiverse, and it is, we're in the multiverse saga, and we're leading up to Battleworld, where the entire multiverse gets destroyed, and Loki is holding the multiverse together right now, so it makes sense that Doom would be after Loki. And it would make sense that the Avengers, or the Invincible Avengers, would try to protect Loki. Now, some of the other Avengers are going to be doing different things, but for this team right here, it's pretty much going to be like we heard in a different report that states it's going to be a race to Loki. Who can get there first, Doom or the Avengers? And if the Avengers get there first, can they even fight off Doom? Maybe not by themselves, and we'll talk about who this team reportedly is going to be in just a bit, but they could with the help of some variants. It's the TVA. They have the capacity to bring in variants from multiple different universes. And what we've heard is
A race to Loki. That doesn't sound like too bad of a plot kind of plot point right there, right? Got different teams, maybe at odds with each other, I guess you could say, right? We already got the sense that the new Avengers, aka the Thunderbolts, is already has a little bit of a tension with the Avengers, which is of course led by Sam Wilson's Captain America. So interesting to see, right? Maybe it's a race. People have friction with each other, and then eventually have to come together, man, and fight Doom. Which it's eventually going to happen, but Doom's going to fuck them up probably. But we're gonna see. Like I said, I'm getting Empire to Strike Back type field. Infinity War feels bad guys win. We're curious. Race to Loki. Let's see. All right, let's continue.
Is that there is going to be a massive battle at the TVA at the end, and variants are going to be involved. And hopefully that is true. Hopefully Marvel Studios makes the best of the multiverse saga that they can while we're still in it. Because based on what we've heard, Marvel most likely isn't going to focus on the multiverse moving forward after Secret Wars, but just focus on one. So from what we're hearing from this leak and other reports as well, People realize that Loki is the key. The Avengers realize it, and Doom does as well. And somehow the Avengers figure out what Doom's plan is. And side note, I wonder if Thor will think that Loki is bad at first, like he did something wrong and he is the person kind of trying to take over the multiverse or rule it like he's tried to rule over Earth in the past. Remember, it's a variant. Thor doesn't know what this variant is like. Nobody really does except for the TVA people. But that's most likely where the TVA will come in. They will explain to the Avengers, Loki is literally holding the multiverse together right now. He's good, not bad. And hopefully Mobius or somebody takes Thor into a room and shows him everything that Loki did. Then Thor goes to the aid of his brother and tries to save the multiverse. I think that would be awesome. So continuing with the next part, it says the team members include Sam Wilson, Captain America, Thor, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, Jennifer Walters, who is She-Hulk, Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Bob, Bruce Banner, Shuri, M'Baku, Namor, and the Fantastic Four, who joined the mission because Doom kidnapped Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and took him to a place called Universe X. Now, there is a Universe X.
Yo, that sounds crazy. We're going to go back just a second. I'm going to read that. This team includes Sam, Thor, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Scott, Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, Yelena, Bucky, Bob, Bruce Banner, Shuri, M'Baku, Namor, and the Fantastic Four, who joined the mission because Doom kidnaps Franklin. So is it Doom that kidnaps Franklin at the end of Fantastic Four? First Steps? And it's them on the ship? Remember, check out the last video about a Cosmic Wonder, aka shout out Cosmic Wonder, tell him Real Rumble sent you. But that was kind of hinted at, right? In one of the leaks last week. So sounds pretty interesting. Sounds pretty interesting so far.
Called Universe X. Now, there is a Universe X in the comics. It's part of the Earth X trilogy, that is Earth X, Universe X, and Paradise X. But the story doesn't seem like it would really fit in with what the plans for Avengers Doomsday are. It's about a dystopian future where everybody, due to the Terrigen Mist exposure, has powers. Like everybody, the normal humans get powers. So again, I don't think that really falls into the multiverse story that is Avengers Doomsday, but Universe X might refer to the X-Men universe that we're going to see. And they do talk about that, but we'll get to that in just a bit, because I want to address the fact that this report seemingly lines up with what the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four reportedly is. Now, if you clicked on this video about a leak for Avengers Doomsday, I'm assuming you don't mind about the leak for the Fantastic Four post-credits, but if you do, mute this video for like 10 seconds. The reported leak for the Fantastic Four First Steps is Sue Storm is with Franklin. She steps away for a second, comes back, and Dr. Doom is there sitting next to Franklin. So that lines up with what we are hearing here perfectly, and we know that Franklin Richards in the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be established as a person who has incredible, tremendous power. And if you caught my video yesterday, you know that I actually think that Doom will become God Emperor Doom via Franklin Richards. I think Franklin is how Doom gets his godlike powers, and this leak does support that. And this really does establish Doom as the villain, because we've heard that he wants to save the multiverse, which is what he wants to do in the comics as well, but he still is the main villain, and they do have to make him bad. So stealing Franklin Richards, the son of Reed and Sue, that's another factor that adds to him being the villain. Now the leak continues and says, meanwhile, John Walker, Ghost, and Red Guardian remain on Earth 616 alongside other Avengers to protect the planet from an unknown invasion. The remaining Thunderbolts unite with Wakanda, Talokan, and the Sorcerers led by Wong to help defend Earth. And then it talks about what we've been talking about recently. There are scenes being filmed right now that have the X-Men fighting Sentinels that are controlled by Doom. So right there with this report, there are 3 different things happening all at once and 3 different teams. Avengers. We have our main Avengers, or invincible Avengers, protecting Loki at the TVA, at the Citadel really, from Doctor Doom. At the same time, we have the X-Men fighting Doctor Doom, and I'm sure once they realize that he is a multiversal threat, they'll get with the Avengers as well. Then we have the Thunderbolts and the other Avengers with Wakanda, Talokan, and the Sorcerers. And this is what I mean by it's kind of taking a page from Avengers Infinity War, and it is the Russo brothers directing it again, and one of the same writers, Stephen McFeely. So it would make sense that they would follow kind of the same structure. It definitely worked for Infinity War, and if it's not broken, don't fix it. So our 3 locations will be in the TVA, outside of space and time, especially if they're going to defend Loki in the Citadel. Our main Earth in Wakanda, it seems. And then the X-Men universe, which might be Universe X. And again, we could be getting a huge, massive battle at the TVA. Perhaps all teams come together at the TVA, but it does sound like we are going to get some really cool variant scenes and probably some cool cameos with that as well. Again, this leak does align with other leaks that we have heard, so it is very plausible that this could happen in Avengers Doomsday, and I think it would be awesome to see this, and that would be a pretty good story. But go ahead and let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Please
check out the Cosmic Wonder, baby. He always got some pretty good stuff, man. So essentially, from what we're getting is we're kind of getting similar structure to like an Infinity War. Now, me personally, I would love the idea, because we have a new X-Men going to be ushered in following Secret Wars. I almost kind of want like Doom to wipe out that Fox X-Men universe, right? Like them fighting, like that's kind of almost like how Doomsday ends, where like, I mean, they're fighting Doctor Doom to the fullest with everything they got, but he's God Doom, and I almost think of it like the way Infinity Wars ends, where everybody's like disappearing and all that stuff, right? But you have it to where it's like the X-Men are just demolished by Doom, and there's nothing that they can do, and they're wiped out. I don't know. That's just me. I think that would be an absolute insane take. But from what this sounds like, man, this sounds also pretty interesting as well. So curious to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys for joining. Come back and see me. Shabbat shalom.